Well, hello, people from YouTube. We are starting a new immersion here in Talking Talking. Um, okay, we are starting a new immersion here in Talking Talking. Welcome. My name is Tali. I'm a facilitator here in Talking Talking of English. Né? Talking Talking is a platform where you can practice idioms like English, Spanish, French. I'm not a teacher. I won't correct anyone here. And I'm here to have conversation, to practice idioms. I'm a student like everyone else here too. So the subject today is about creating a new story. Okay. Let's start a conversation about how do we create new stories for everything. So the first question is, what is the first thing you think about when starting a new story? Characters, plot, or settings, Mayara?
So I think that I think first of the plot, which is interesting to audience,
Mhm.
and then of the characters, and the final setting. For me, this next step by steps.
I see. Um, and about you, Edwin, for you?
Yes, normally when I start to watch a movie or a series, the first thing that I think is about the characters. I imagine who they are, what they want, yes, and what they're struggling. Yeah, once I feel connected to them, to the characters. Yes, and about the plot and its settings, um, yes, it's I expect that it's start to take shape naturally.
Mhm.
Yes, yeah. If the characters is real for me, yes, the rest of stories become easier to build. Yeah. Uh, I like it when the characters is very clear in the beginning. There's many movie in the beginning is very confusing, but yeah, I expect in the beginning the characters, the plot, the settings very clear in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah. You said your opinion when you are the one watching the movie or watching the story, reading the story. Now imagine if you are a writer, a movie director, or whatever, and you
No,
want to create a new story,
no, only
in your
maybe.
opinion.
Yeah, I'm not a person that's looking on the what is the director, studio, or anything else, but maybe I look on the famous actors. Yes, yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
more. Yeah, I'm
but
not more knowledge about the cinema.
I see. But no, no, not you know the name, but I'm asking if you are a writer, for example, you are
Okay.
the author, is the writer. Um, like Mayara said, would you start a new story with characters, with the plot or setting? Because you said your experience, someone watching, someone reading the story. But if you create a new story yourself,
Uh-huh.
how do you would start?
Yes, characters. Yeah, characters.
Characters.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. For me, depends of the idea. Sometimes I have an idea of a character for a story, and I create the plot, the background for that, né? Sometimes I have the idea of the plot, and after the plot, I created the character for that. So for me, depends from where the idea came.
Mhm. Okay.
So, do you prefer to plan your story in details or let it develop nature as I write, Mayara?
Mm, for me, I prefer to develop naturally, not naturally. But I think that you need a plan to complete the story because it's possible you start a looping in naturally not conclude the story.
Yeah, and so many fans became so angry with you and your story. So many authors nowadays that start a story and never finish it.
Yes, yes. And when the finish the is terrible. When
Yeah,
finish is terrible because the delay to conclude.
yeah, totally. And about you, Ituino, do you prefer to plan your story in detail or let it develop in nature as you write?
Yes, I like to have a basic plan, but I also love it when the story surprise me as I write. Yes, sometimes characters does something unexpected, and I text the stories in a new direction. I like it this way. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
when writing feel exciting when I write.
Also, the creativity sometimes appears. I agree that it's better to develop nature as you write because it's difficult to plan out a story in to plan out the story, né? Because you can have more ideas days after, you know, you can have more ideas to enrich the story. So the third question: how do you create compelling and relatable characters, Mayara?
I like fiction in the movies, and so if I were to create a story, I would create strong characters with a sad life in Brazil. It's not difficult to write such a story. In Brazil, it's common. And how do you say novela? Super.
Yeah.
It's common the story in Brazil, the strong characters, but the sad life. Maria do Bairro.
And you, Eduino, how do you think you create compelling and relatable characters?
Maybe thinking about their past, their fears, hopes. It's very important to identification with my expectors that I watch the already the story after. Yes, create some aspect similar in a real life, like fears, like a past. Yes, I also imagine and how they speak and how they dealing with different situation every day. Yes. When character feels like a real person feel, reader creates more relation with the story. Yeah, with connection
Mhm.
with the story. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you both with you that it's very important to put the troubles, the difficulties, because we are humans now. We are not perfect. We have troubles, we have problems, we have difficulties. Because if you create a perfect character that don't have problems, né? People that you watch, read the book, the story, won't recognize themselves as the characters because don't have the same experience, don't have the same troubles. So I agree that it's very important to study a lot, né? To study the real people, to study the difficult real people past, to really study the society, the life of people, and to create more humanistic characters, né? To reflect that for people that will watch, read, enjoy their story, identify themselves with the characters in the story. So, what makes a story engaging from the very beginning?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For me, the characters and not having spoiler. It's terrible today. The story is more obvious, and you need a plot twist. Today, many people have expectation the plot twist in stories.
Do you think a story without a plot twist is boring?
No, I like the plot twist because I don't know the example. I don't know in English the name Jogos Vorazes.
Ah,
The number four movie have the plot twist in the finish. I like the
but no finish.
I like because the story maybe is obvious the step by step, and the finish have the plot twist. This plot twist for me is uh, the better the move. The I like the move because the plot twist.
Ah, yeah, but I learned about stories that don't have a plot twist.
I for me it's boring. It's
Ai, bom.
boring. The Supopo. Today it's very obvious not to have plot twist. The uh, uh, one characters they finish married and the bad the character the dad and the finish Supopo. It's very obvious. Not I for me it's boring.
You don't like if you see a story that is about this and continue being about this until the end, you become so how can I say the word disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
See, you watch the movie, the story, and you are expecting to enter in some time of the story, something changed to surprise you. But if the story ends with the same thing, you become disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
I see. And about you, Edwin, what make a story engaging from the beginning for you?
Yes, I'm totally agree. Maybe it's very important. Before the releasing of the story or the movie, it's very important to don't give more details about the stories in the briefing or in the trailer. And in the beginning of the movie, start with a strong opening, shows the conflict or mystery. It can create very curiosity from the reader or watcher, asking question like, "What's going to happen next?" or "Who is this person?" Yeah, it's very important to spark this curiosity from the reader. Yes, I think that's maybe the I need to explain everything in the beginning and leave that the stories developing around the stories, yeah, during the stories.
Yeah. For me, I like the stories, movies when there is, for example, how can I say? They do they change time moments of the story. In the beginning, for example, uh, they show something that, for example, there's a story I like, series. The beginning of the story shows something, and after some time, you go to the past and see what happened. And then after the episode, you return to the start point. So the story change sometimes the storyline of what's happening at that moment, and what happened 10 years ago, things like that. This gets me. I think this kind of time lapses. I think it's very interesting to to make the connections. Oh, this is happening now because the character did it 10 years ago, something like that. Creating two, how can I say, two timelines, né? Also, the series start to work with different dimensions and different time. For example, Dark, a Netflix series, so
Mhm.
confusing.
It's very confused. And I have how many temperatures have dark one?
I don't remember because I just watched the first of the second. I didn't finish it to watch. And I need to watch from the beginning to remember the story.
Okay, um, it is confusing. And I don't know. I don't like dark.
Ah, I like the idea I'm not a big fan of Dark because I also didn't finish to watch it, but the idea to work with the different timelines, watching
Mhm.
what's happening in the past and what's happening now, for me is interesting.
Yes, yes. The plot is interesting, but it's the I think that complete to understand the story.
Yeah. So the question number 5 is, do you respond, Lituano? What makes a story engaging
Question
from the
number
beginning?
4. Let me. I
Did you
don't
respond?
remember. Yes, yes.
I forgot.
I'm little lazy in the morning, but yes.
Okay. Do you think every story needs a clear moral or message, or can it be just entertaining, Mayara?
I just be entertaining. Life has any moral in the message. I just want to entertain me, relation time. Um, Today you open the Instagram example and have every time the moral or messages. So I want to watch the TV, the movie, for me entertain me, relax time, stop the the clear moral. Today, any person have the opinion in the moral in the message. I know.
And about you, Idueno?
Yes, I think that's depends. There are a movie or story for to every moment in our life. Sometimes we need a story with fun, enjoyable, like a comedy. Sometimes we need a story to get a lesson about the life. Don't give up, keep going. Yeah, with lesson message. Yes, that's depend. Don't need exactly to have a moral or lesson or message in the movie, but yes, we need to balance. Yes, we need to read the story in appropriate moment in our life. That's the point. Yeah. Personally, I like the story with the lesson and a message, like a drama. And sometimes when I need to relax with someone or alone, I like it to entertaining. The story, funny story, enjoyable. Yes. Last weekend I watched a movie, a thrilling movie with full action. Jason Statham. Yes, I like every type of movie or story.
I see. I like movies with messages. I think they are very impactful. For example, I don't know if you guys know Studio Ghibli that creates Spirited Away, so many animations, Japanese animations. I love the stories, the animations, the message of all the movies. I think they are so impactful. Um, yeah, but I really like this kind. But for this kind of mood, I need to prepare myself to watch. You need to pay attention. You need to focus to be immersive. But for example, when you can like you said, watch I don't know a comedy movie about let me think sharks. There is a lot of comedy movie about sharks, tornado sharks, sharks about everything. They are pure comedy, totally no sense. Shark from the lake, shark from the a lot of sharks. There is a lot of trash shark movies, a lot. For example, oh, you see to just plot.
Yeah, but the example again, the Jogos Vorazes.
Yeah.
The story is fiction, but it have the message in the movie, a political message, because the show the when the politics movie the influence the people in the action and the reaction the population. So the it's a fiction, but have the message I like. But I watch other intention.
I see. Yeah, I think that movies, books, stories are a kind of art. Mo I think all kind of art can have a message.
Yeah.
Even the shark tornadoes movies.
E need to pay attention de environment, né?
Yeah.
Hum.
So, question number 6. How important is word building in a story, and how do you make it believable? Believable. Believable.
A minute, sorry, repeat the question.
Is the question number 6. How important is word building in a story, and how do you make it believable? Believable. Believable.
Uhum, uhum.
Believable, trustful, trustworthy,
Uhum, uhum.
trustworthy.
For me, the important is people's engagement. the story needed engagement, so the word build is responsible for that, the engagement, the plot.
And about you, Eduino?
Yes, absolutely. World building is super important, especially in fantasy and sci-fi movie. This question remember me when I watching the first Avatar movie. Yes, I was really impacted for this movie. I paid attention in small details of this movie, how people live, how people speak, how people eat, interact each other. It's a beautiful movie, Avatar first movie. Yes, it's very believable about the new world, new environment. Yes, new planets. Yes, it's a good movie for this example. I feel it's make me feel like a real scenario. Yeah, despite the imagination fantasy, but it's a real movie. Yeah, I like it when when have a world building in the movie.
Yeah, and you said something interesting. You see the details, you see that world building has a way to work their society, a way the society works, a group of people. All of this is explained and it showed. So you know it's not just the characters, but all the entire background, all the world they live in. Yeah, how the society, the rules. For me, sometimes I watch a movie, pay attention to some details, and I think, but that don't make sense. How can do that if it happened? Because I pay attention to this kind of things in world builds, né? Builds, and I see some things like, why? How can they do that? Because if it work like that, because no make sense, né? Like the creators, the writers put the word just to have a background and focus on the characters. Don't make out the world build, the city, the society, have a conversation with the character itself. You see in Avatar, for example, a very good example, that one of the protagonists work in that system, works and lives really in that system, that society. Very good example. I like it. So, what challenge do you face when writing a story, and how do you overcome them, Mayara?
Number 7.
Yeah.
What challenge do you face when writing story, and how do you overcome them? I have never written a story, but
Okay.
my challenge is to one a day write a funny story. I think that the funny story is good.
And about you, Eduardo?
Maybe self-doubt. Yes, is a big challenge when I have more judgment about uh my story. I asking myself about that. If the story is good enough, yes. Self-doubt is a big challenge. To overcome this challenge, maybe I take a break to rest, and I just keep writing, not just myself too much, and enjoyable the process. Yeah, I don't know exactly, but yeah, keep writing and expect what is come in front. Yeah.
For me, the most difficult thing is I have a lot of ideas and I start and didn't finish. I start a new idea and I lost interest. I have another idea started. My problem is start something and finish it. For me, it is the most difficult thing. And to overcome it, I try to have discipline to program myself. No, I need to finish this story. I need to finish that. Because of TDA, I have some issues, I have some problems to start a thing and didn't finish with everything in my life, including writing a new stories.
And it's impossible every day you be creativity to write this story. I have I don't know how to say picos, the creativity.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But creativity is something you can exercise. You can exercise your creativity.
Yeah,
It's more or less like a muscle. Of course, there will be days you will have a creativity block and you couldn't write, but in general, creativity is something you can exercise. Now you can exercise, for example, your creativity to draw. You can exercise your creativity to play music, to sing music. Writing is art. Art is something you need to exercise to do.
for me, it's important I go out my area environment and
Mhm.
pay attention other things in my mind start the ideas. It's very common my job. I have a problem, it's impossible to finish, complete, or understand the solution. So I go out and pay attention the building, the street, the other people's, my mind, boom. So the
Yeah,
solution or the idea is this. My creativity is go out.
yeah, I also do that. Very important. In your opinion, how do you balance action, dialogue, and description in a story?
I I will listen to my colleague about that because Iduino Domingos said that the challenge is start yourself. I don't know. I think that a good plot in the character action, but I don't know how to balance the action dialogue. For me, the Domingo is more creativity.
Yeah, there are some books, for example, that they love to describe the scenario.
It's
I try,
terrible.
and like I think a lot of the Rings like to do that. I never read the Lord of the Rings books, but people that read, I heard that they are to love to describe everything in the scenario. I think this is boring. You
I
two,
don't
three,
know.
a lot of plays describing the scenario, and you're like, oh my God, okay, I already understood. Go ahead with the story, go ahead with the action.
I don't remember. I think I don't know not the name the book in English. A menina que roubava livros. I think that
Mm,
they have the any details about the local. It's very boring. It's difficult to yes. It need the balance, the discretion, the
yeah, it's not balanced.
yeah.
So, and about you, Edwin, in your opinion?
Yes, in my opinion, it's like a cooking. When we are cooking, we use many different type of ingredients, but when some ingredients is too much, maybe it can result in different flavor can ruin the foods, the flavor. I think it's the same. When the movie, it's very important to have a balance. No more dialogue, no more description. Yes, put the description when the reader need to imagine in this the scene, when we need to create more atmosphere. Yes, or we need to put the dialogue to create emotion. Yes, we need to use some aspects like action, dialogue, description in the right place when the story needs this aspect. Yes, we need to use combine the three elements in the movie. It's resulting in a good history.
I like your comparison with food. We have the ingredients, and I think it's very good. And there are some foods that has more on kind of ingredients, are more picante, I don't remember the word. Né? We have different foods with different tastes.
Yeah.
So for me, it makes so many sense. Question number 9. What are some common storytelling cliches and how can writers avoid them?
Difficult question. So, the long suffering leading lady, the gallant violent couples who hate each other. It's very boring, and I don't know the avoid them, but for me today it's the common storytelling cliches is very boring.
I agree with you. For me, it's difficult. For me nowadays, very difficult to want to watch a movie or a series, something like that. For me, it's very difficult to be interested in something to watch, even a movie, animation. Yeah. Okay, because I'm saco cheio. I'm so bored with that. Everything is the same thing. I want to see something different.
Yes.
And about you, Eduardo.
Yeah, there are many cliches. Yeah, for example, the chosen one. Many movie has the chosen one, the person that is the person the character. The movie is around this character. Yes, this cliche is very common. And perfect love stories. Yes, there are many cliché about the perfect love stories. And final ends. Yes. You see when the characters suffer more during the movie, but you know that in the final, this couple or this character will be happy. As Mayara said in the beginning about the soap opera, Mexican soap opera, for example, is very cliche. It's very expectable. Yeah, normally you know about what is the final. There are exceptions, but it's very rarely. Yeah. And the villain with no clear reason. Yes, you are watching the movie. In that moment, appears some villain with no reason. Yes. Yeah, there are many cliches in the movie. Yeah, to avoid this movie, I need to try to ask myself, have I seen this before, or how can I twist this history twist is very important. The surprise when the reader or uh, watcher don't expect what will be happen. Yes, unexpected choice is very important to overcome these cliches. Yeah.
The interesting movie, I think that is Coringa, because Coringa is villain, but they have the about the story yourself. I think that it's the bullying.
Mhm.
He has children, and the future is the Coringa is the villain. It is interesting, and the movie with a villain and the other, it did not have the cliché. This is interesting story, but I don't know how the writing created the spot, the the shake the
Mhm.
this story yourself and the action in the feature. It is the cliché. It's more common.
I just remember it's the villain that wants to destroy the world because they want, or because something stupid. A villain that wanted to make out shit because a stupid reason or because they want. So, guys, we are finished the conversation. How was the subject? How was the conversation?
I like the subject. The topic is very interesting, and it's possible to use the new vocabulary, verbs, and create the phrase about it, the topic. I like.
Very good. And about you, Eduardo?
Yes, me too. I like it so much. This topic is very interesting topic. Uh, about the thing we everybody like a movie. I don't know, some person didn't like the cinema. Yes, it's a very good movie. Very important vocabularies that you can use in our daily life. Yes, yes, I love this topic. Maybe I will I'm gonna pay attention more in the movie stories, in details. Yeah, sometimes I don't pay attention, especially when the movie is about the action, when the movie has very more action. Yeah, I don't pay attention more in details. But yeah, I will I'm gonna start to pay attention details. It's very important to immersive activity and watching movies. Very important. Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you for your presence. It was a pleasure. It was a very good subject. I'm going to finish the transmission on YouTube. Just a moment.